I I was listening or re-listening rather to an old time radio episode of Suspense called The Twist. And one thing that made that episode interesting was that it really got into something about creative partnerships. Okay, these two men, Gus Green and Van Houser. Okay. Gus Green and Van Houser meet when Gus Green is a taxi cab driver and Van Houser is a gag writer who's down on his luck. Now, the two of them get together and form a partnership because Gus Green is really good at thinking up plots, at thinking up situations. Okay. And Van Houser is super good at thinking up funny lines. And they are specifically really compatible about thinking up plots and funny lines that work together. Now, the two men don't like each other. The two men don't respect each other. But as Gus Green, tells somebody who's interviewing him, I won't say the circumstances, you might want to listen to the episode. I stuck to him like a barnacle. The two of them would spend time together like they were best friends. He talked about how they would, loaf together, stay up all night, at all kinds of crazy hours, and just whenever the inspiration hit them, Gus Green would come up with a situation, and Van Houser would come up with the gag lines that would fit in with that situation, and they would make creative magic that would make both of them rich. Now, oddly enough, again, they didn't really like each other, but they spent almost all their time together as if they were best friends. Gus Green actually tried to see if he could work with other people, and but he said the thing is he would try to, work with other people, and it just didn't work. He would tell a situation to another gag writer, and it just didn't come out right, okay? Because he had a special, even though they weren't friends in the sense of liking each other, respecting each other, they had a special creative magic with this one gag writer that he just couldn't have with anybody else. And I think that a lot of times you do have creative partnerships that, are based on a special type of magic, which doesn't have anything to do with whether the people like each other or not. A lot of people thought Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart must be having an affair because they had such wonderful chemistry on screen in Casablanca, but they weren't even friends off screen. They didn't even talk to each other or anything. But they had a magic on screen. And anyway, I do think that was a very interesting thing that episode caught. And that was the specific magic that you can have in a creative partnership, which doesn't have to involve liking the other person, doesn't have to involve respecting the other person, but just has to involve your creative juices meshing with the other person's creative juices. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed listening to that.